This week on One Crazy Story, comedian Steve Gillespie joins us to talk about a weird trip to Portland. There's a dress code.
There's a dress code at the orgy fuck place? You guys have very strict rules for a place where people are fucking.
That's unfair. Hey everybody, this is Nate Armbruster, host of the One Crazy Story podcast, and if you don't know that, you're listening to the wrong podcast, I would guess. Anyway, so yeah, if you're listening to this, thank you. And if you're listening to this and you haven't left a review on iTunes, do me a favor and go to iTunes right now. Go to iTunes, search in podcast One Crazy Story or just Nate Armbruster and leave a review, please. It would help tremendously. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just keep listening. That'd be great. I like that. Anyway, let's get right into this with comedian Steve Gillespie. So anyway,
you saw my post about...
I saw your post about
crying. I was just crying about being in Toledo and eating shit.
Yeah, and I was like, is Steve's near Michigan? Because, yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen you since Joey's a few years ago.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoyed that day. That was a good time.
Yeah, we went all the way over. We went and did that open mic after that one show.
That's right.
And I was trying to pump gas, and that guy came up to me. And do you remember this?
No,
I'm trying to pump gas, and this guy came up to me asking me for money, and he was trying to sell me. He kind of had just a handful of garbage, like just a bunch of random items, and he was trying to sell them to me. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm not really interested. And I'm just awful at like getting myself out of the situation, and you see what's going on, and you get out of the front seat, and you kind of just go, "We don't have any money, man." And the guy walks away. But you're like half my size. Like, you know, you're like, I should be like the big guy. You know what I mean? You would think I would be the tough guy.
Was he trying to get money from us?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And it was just us two at this gas station late at night.
Oh,
and this weird guy came up to me. It was like, it was a cell phone charger. That's what it was. He was like, you guys want a cell phone charger, man? And I'm like,
oh, that's right. I do remember that. He was trying to sell us cell phone charger. He had like the old school, like, he had like the trench coat, and he like opened up his trench coat, and he was like, cell phone chargers, and he was like into his trench coat, just hanging in there.
Yeah, and you saved the day on that one, because I'm just kind of standing there like, it's $10. It's taking a while to pump. And then you get out.
Phone chargers though.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
You got out of the car and just kind of leaned on the car. And he walked away. It was great. Like you have this way about you that you can really save people.
Yeah, I'm 130 pounds, but very.
That's what I mean. Like you wouldn't think that you'd be the guy that'd be like, I'll protect you, Nate.
Yeah, I mean, I just I don't know if it's because I've dealt with a lot of street people in my days, and just from where I've lived. But yeah, I just don't take any.
I think I'm just a big bitch.
I don't take any up. I'm like, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah,
I don't like being bothered like that.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, I don't either. But I just kind of stood there and took it. Yeah. And it's just like, well, this guy's gonna talk to me until I just get back in my car,
or until you just buy his fucking charger.
Right. And you know, if I were alone, I probably would have bought the charger because no one's there to make fun of me later.
I think I
just
have issues with salespeople in general.
True.
I just don't like the sales dynamic. I never feel comfortable when I'm in a place where someone's trying to sell me something. I always feel like that they're just like being manipulative.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely their goal at some point.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Even if you're in there to buy something, you know what you want.
Yeah. I just never deal with that well. And I've been in the position of like other jobs that I've had in the past where like, oh, we need you to be a salesperson. Mm-hmm. And like, you need to, and I'm just not comfortable doing that. I'm not comfortable faking it like that. I don't know. But then my stepdad, I think, told me once, he was like, yeah, every job's a sales job. And you really think about it, it's kind of true.
Comedy, even.
Comedy is
You're selling yourself, man.
Yeah, you're selling yourself.
To an audience or to like a booker or...
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. Or a network or whatever.
Because you're like, I should perform at your venue. Yeah. And they're like, well, why? And I'm like, I'm really funny.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you're like, I've been on Conan. I've done this. So you're just like, you have to like
I really
pitch
like your club. It's amazing.
No, I really just want...
I really got a lot of respect for you.
I really want to perform for your local audience there with the free tickets and stuff. I really want to entertain these people who don't appreciate what's happening tonight.
Yeah, it's all a bullshit sales job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really all it is. You don't even have to be that funny. You just tell people you are, and as long as you convince them, you'll work.
Well, you see that. You see that with comedians. There's certain comedians that aren't that strong. that get everything. It's like, well, that guy's just a fucking really good salesperson.
Yeah, that's all it is.
We figured it out.
Yeah. You're kind of jealous of you become jealous. You're just like, man, shit.
Yeah,
If I just knew how to sell.
If I just
sell
knew
myself
how to have no moral fortitude.
Right. You know? Or just be self-aware. Like, I don't really know. Even if I could talk people into like using me in a situation on stage, like in comedy, and then it's like, oh, this guy's terrible. I don't think I'd even be comfortable with being terrible. No, for any amount of money. I think I'd just like, I know I'm really bad at this. I don't think I'd be able to accept it.
Yeah, I feel like
I enjoy that about me. I think that's one of my better traits because I'm not the funniest.
You're not
person.
Delusional.
No, yeah, I'm not delusional.
And I think a lot of times,
I'm like realistic.
To make it really far in this business, you need to have a certain amount of delusion.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I feel like it's one of my weaknesses is that I am too self-aware. I'm too know exactly where I stand and not I don't oversell myself, where I think it's better to be able to do that sometimes. I think to be able to just be like, no, I am the best, even though you're not.
And not even, it could be just in a normal situation like a show this weekend. You're like, nah, I should be the headliner or whatever whatever it is that you're in, where you're like, no, I could definitely follow this guy, or you know what I mean, or in most cases it's like me, I'm like, I should be the first guy. I should just it's like stuff like that where I'm like, I'm right where I need to be. Sometimes you find yourself in a Red Roof Inn in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and you're just like, no, I'm here because I'm here. I'm supposed to be here right now.
I've stayed in plenty of those places.
Sure.
Plenty of Red Roof Inns. La Quintas.
I'm a platinum member.
Quality Inns.
Holiday Inn Express is my personal favorite.
I like the La Quintas, man. I'm into it.
La Quintas are nice.
Yeah, they're usually really well priced, and you get like a nice bed.
They're clean.
Yeah. We're like Red Roof Inns, not good.
Yeah. The bed was broken in the middle.
Yeah.
And it just makes you wonder.
The pillows. It always comes down to the pillows.
3 pillows on each bed.
See, that's not enough.
Yeah,
you know it's a good hotel when they have like a bunch of pillows, and then they also have
it's a body pillow, like one of those.
The body pillow, but
ones?
also the like. It looks like a rolling, it looks like a dowel.
Oh yeah,
like a dowel.
Yeah. I know exactly.
It's like a dowel.
It's like a long cylinder.
Oh man, when I see the long cylinder dowel, I'm like, oh, this place.
And you just grab it and you just throw it across the room immediately.
What is this, a 5-star
This is so
hotel?
nice. And I'm just gonna throw this on the floor because you're like, that's a good sign of a nice hotel. Mm-hmm. And then you just put it on the floor.
It's like, honey, there's a dowel. I don't know why it's a couple in there.
That's funny.
I just imagine a couple, like the husband's
arguing over the dowel.
Show his wife a real good time, and his wife's just not having it. She's just like, they like get into the hotel room and she's like tisking and shit. She's just like, and he's like, honey, they got the dowel pillow.
It's so
like
nice.
Trying to oversell it.
What is this? Our anniversary? You went all out, honey.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Have I done this podcast before?
No, because the last time we worked together, at the time I was doing these like regularly, and the day after you left town, you texted me and you're like, "Thanks for asking me to do your podcast, Dick." That's exactly why. As soon as I saw you were in town, I was like, I have to get Steve to do this. And then I was really hoping you'd say you couldn't. And then, but yeah. So anyway, I didn't ask you that week, and I was like, you know what? I gotta get Steve to do this. And now that I'm gonna start posting these again, so I figured, why not start with Steve?
Yeah, I feel like I got a couple things. Like, so I was in Portland.
Yeah.
Once.
Okay.
This is the start of the story.
Oh yeah. No. Okay. All right.
And
thank you.
Yeah. And I was working Harvey's, I believe, is where I was. And I happened to see that Augie Smith was doing a place called Dante's, I believe, which is right in the downtown area of Portland. And if you're not familiar with Portland, it's a very transient and speaking of street people, a lot of street people out there. And Dante's is kind of like right in the middle of that. And Portland's a great town. It's just like it's just a crazy town. Yeah. It's like the strip club capital of the United States.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So there's just like strippers everywhere and just kind of, I think people are just kind of loose sexually and just like loose in all kinds of ways out there. You can take loose any way as you want.
Sure. A lot of partying, I would imagine. A lot of things to do.
Very open.
Progressive, very open.
Very open.
Liberal.
Yeah, very open and just pushing limits of things. And I'm a big fan of Augie Smith. I've known him for a long time.
I actually worked with him here.
Did you really?
First and only time I've ever gotten to see him in person was here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great dude. And I didn't really know him very well at that point. I think I had met him like maybe once or twice, but I was like, I'm bored. I'm just going to go down and check out Augie. So I went down there. Augie was great. And then, I was talking to Augie. Augie's a bit of a booze bag. He likes to drink. So he was, making me stay out with him. And
so you guys had just met too. So you basically just went up and introduced yourself.
Basically,
I'm a comic. I'm in town.
I mean, I had met him previously, but I don't even think he remembered me because he was
having
hammered.
that story though to say like,
sure,
I have met you. Here's when and why and what
Well, yeah,
and it makes it so much more like, okay, this guy's cool. This guy's cool. He's a comic. He's working a club that, or he's working a venue that he probably knows or has worked at. So it kind of makes the weekend more fun when you can connect with other comics in town.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and I had previously met him in St. Louis, and he was so drunk that night that I think he was like, somebody introduced me to him as a comic, and I think he was just like trying to be a dick because he was so hammered, and he was just like kind of like fronting me, and like stepping up to me and like, oh, you're a comic, where like basically acting like I was a piece of shit, and which is fine. He was hammered. And so that night that I met him, he didn't remember, and I reminded him of that first interaction, and he was just like a total sweetheart about it. He's like, "Oh, I'm such a drunk asshole," and he like hugged me, and then he's like being awesome. Super cool, and then he's like, "You gotta drink with me." I'm like, "All right." So we start drinking, and he pounds, dude. That could be pounds.
Yeah,
and
I couldn't. I can't
keep up with him. So we're getting drunk, and then these two ladies come over. These two girls who know him for some reason, and they were like super open and like telling me all kinds of crazy stories about threesomes that they had.
Oh man,
all this shit. And they were really nice, really cool. I was a little taken aback.
Well, that's quite a.
These people are really open.
I know a lot about you early.
Yeah, really quickly.
Yeah, and, you always have to second guess. That's good instincts. It's good instincts.
So this is gonna be. I'm starting to remember more and more things about the story now. So Harvey's has a condo, right? All right, so that's gonna be a key. And Harvey's just sold. The guy that owned Harvey's just sold it to somebody else, so he's not the owner anymore. So I feel like I can talk shit. The owner at Harvey's was a complete dick, the old one, and he would like show up at the condo unannounced.
Okay, so yeah,
he lived across the street.
Most places have rules like with
sure
what you're allowed to do, whether you can have company and stuff like that.
So I'm hanging out with these two girls and Augie. I'm making friends with one of the girls. I don't have a ride back to the condo. One of the girls tells the other girl to give me a ride back to the condo, and then they're like winking at each other and bullshit.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
They're up to something.
Yeah.
Something.
So she gives me a ride to the condo, and then she's like, but insists on coming in. And I'm at this point, I understand what's happening.
Yeah.
We're gonna have sex.
Yeah. One in Portland.
And I was pretty drunk and okay with it. And so then I'm like, oh well, wait, I can't have anybody in this condo. I'm not supposed to. And I think about that for a second or two, and then I say, fuck it. And I'm like, just come in, whatever.
What can happen? You're just gonna it's just gonna happen, and then one of you leaves. Hopefully her. Hopefully her, because
the other comic at the time was a woman.
Okay.
Julie Scoggins. Who's super
I know
cool.
Julie. Yeah,
super nice, super funny. Great lady. So she's asleep in the condo.
Oh, okay.
Right, and has no idea what's going on, which is I kept it that way.
Yeah.
So we start, me and this nice young lady, we start fooling around and doing stuff with our bodies, and you know the drill, right? You know how
I think we all know.
The thing is that it was just the typical things that happen, and then we are doing all that and that, and then we're in the living room, and then we going back into my room of the condo. We finish there, whatever, and whatever.
So it's all done, and everything that happened.
So she's in there. She's in the room. The sun comes up in the morning. We wake up. We wake up to like a conversation going on in the living room. And then I put it together that it's the owner of the club that's in the living room with Julie Scoggins, and they're like having coffee together or whatever. Man. And
yeah, so you got it trapped in your room.
And I'm like, oh shit. And I tell the girl who seemed to already know the drill. Maybe she's already taken condos or comics back to that condo. I feel like
she led the way.
She really knew what drill. She really understood. Like she was quiet right away. I didn't even have to tell her.
That's
it's
hilarious.
Like she recognized the guy's voice.
Yeah,
maybe
she knew. It's weird that she led me to the door to the condo.
Yeah, she's like, no. I'm like, oh, do you know where you're going? Yeah, I know where the condo is.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, 204. 204. So you're like, all right.
Yeah. So now I know they're in there. It's like about noon. I'm going to have to get up and like address the situation. I'm going to have to like come out of the room. So I tell her to just stay quiet. I'll try to talk to him. Hopefully I can like get them out of there.
I feel like you stuck a girl back to your parents. And
yeah. So then I come out into the living room, and this is going to sound so bad and so maybe misogynistic, and I don't mean it to sound this way. I think it's just part of the human body. Sometimes pussies smell. All right? I'm just going to say it. Sometimes
there's an aroma.
Especially when, it's Portland. People don't shower as much. She was
I think this is just I think it's just geographical.
Yeah, she was a bit of a punk chick,
Sure.
I'm fine with it. I obviously had no problem with it.
You didn't have a problem with it.
Made sweet love to her.
But it does hurt your chances of sneaking her out.
Exactly.
Of the
I go out into the living room.
That's all that means.
And I literally walk in the living room, and it's like I got punched in the fucking face with stinky. It reeked so bad with stinky pussy, and I'm like, hot. And I'm just looking at Julie, and I'm looking at the other the owner guy, and they're not acknowledging it. They will not bring it up.
Is there
I'm not going to be the one that brings this up.
Totally.
There's no way.
Are they making faces or anything? Is it?
No, not at all. And it was pungent, man. It was pungent. And I mean, I know I had been around Julia or Julie. Is it Julie or Julia? Julie, yeah. I've been around her and never smelled any stinky.
So she knows it's not her.
So she knows it's not her. I don't know what the owner's thinking. I mean, maybe he's thinking it's her. I'm not sure.
That's
no
your
one's
only
saying
hope.
shit. So they're just like sitting there drinking their coffee, talking on and on and on. I'm just sitting there like trying to cover my nose because it was bad. And
you're gonna blow your own cover.
Yeah. And then finally they leave, and Julie goes back into her room.
How long had it been, do you think?
Oh, they were there for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
they would not stop talking.
Are you guys really gonna make another
I kind of
pot?
like, part of me was like, maybe they know what's happening and they're just torturing me right now. Like he knows that I brought a girl back and she's in the other room, and because they were just talking about the most mundane bullshit that they could have talked about at the club. No problem.
Weather couldn't have been better this weekend, huh?
Yeah, just hours on end of how it's rainy in Portland. That's what
can you believe it's raining again?
Yeah.
We haven't had rain like this since last week. You should have seen the rain last week we had.
So they oh, you know what I totally forgot about? The whole part of this. I had thrown up in the living room.
Oh my god.
The night before. That's right.
In a basket of some sort?
No, on the carpet. And I had like I found like carpet cleaner around in the condo, and I had like still
So you did all
like
this
a wet spot.
So like after you
in
got
the living
sick,
room.
You cleaned it up immediately.
Yeah,
that's great.
I was still young. I could still pull off a puke and have sex.
That's great.
I couldn't do it now. If I'm puking, I can't do anything.
Sex. I can't do anything.
If I'm having sex, I'm probably not doing anything else either at this point.
I'm a single task Steve over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one task at a time.
So yeah, I remember there being a stain on the thing, and I was worried about that as well. A lot of things going on. So they finally leave and whatever, and I get her out. And then we go have breakfast. And then she tells me, this is like a 2-part story. Then she tells me that, I'm like, oh, so what do you, after you sleep with somebody, you want to get to know them.
Sure. Sure. Especially when you're in town for 2 days.
So now I'm like asking the questions of like, what do you do? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. After all the sex, I finally got to know her.
Turns out she was working at the time at Ron Jeremy's sex club in
Wow.
Portland, downtown Portland, Ron, Germany.
That's a thing.
Has a sex club. I can't remember the name of it. It was like
Wow.
SEXO club or some shit.
So a sex club, is that basically like a whorehouse of some sort?
No, it's like a place where adults, couples, whatever, go to this club.
Oh,
and there's
I see.
like bars in the club and like dance clubs or like dance rooms, but then also there are places to fuck. Is
Okay.
basically
Okay.
what it boils
I
down
see
to.
what you're saying. So there's no
so there's like
transactions
separate
involved.
little rooms, but then those rooms have like windows so people can watch. It's like
Wow.
a club of
Interesting.
all kinds of different things going on. So she tells me about this. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And she's like, yeah, it's really cool. You should come down. And I was like, okay, well, what exactly? What do you mean? She's like, well, I'm working there tonight. So why don't you, after your shows, just come down there and check it out? I'm not that
hesitated?
interested in sex clubs, but I kind of felt.
I mean, how do you not go?
Yeah, I kind of felt like, you know,
'Cause first
the
of all-
universe was really throwing me a curveball here, and I need to stick with it.
That how mind blowing that the place even exists. A and B.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Like, when else are
Yeah,
you gonna
and it's
check?
like
Just out of pure curiosity, you might not even want to have sex with her again, or you might not even want to really go. You should just go check it out, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
So-
and when says she worked there, she means like bartend,
I
waitress.
think she was like a host
Okay.
or some sort.
Okay.
So I said, yeah, I'll come down. And she's like, it's usually like $400 to get in.
Jeez.
Like it's like a membership thing. You got to
Yeah.
pay like
Oh, I
a
see. It's like
monthly
Costco or
thing.
something.
Yeah, it's a Costco. Exactly. A lot like Costco. So I show up, you know, after the shows, and I was wearing I dressed for a comedy show. I was in jeans and like a collared, you know, shirt of some sort. Mm-hmm. And I show up, and she's there, and she's trying to get me in, and I have to fill out paperwork. You have to like fill out like
like some sort of like identification.
yeah, it was more like here are the rules. Here are, you know, you're entering
It seems
at
very
your own
responsible
risk.
of them.
And I think it's
Yeah.
like a privacy thing. I don't really remember
Basically.
exactly, but
Yeah.
so fill all that out, and then this dude comes over, and this dude who he was like, I feel like if you work at a sex club, you can't be crabby and angry.
Yeah.
Like, what are you crabby and angry about? Everybody's fucking around.
Yeah,
here.
everyone's in such a great
Relax.
mood.
So this guy comes
the
over, and he's
happiest
got
people.
like a suit on with he's got like a spray bottle of some sort of cleaning solution
Oh god.
and rubber gloves of some sort. And that's when I kind of puts me in my head, okay, this guy's crabby because he's the one that's cleaning up
Yeah.
all the fucking.
Okay, so yeah, he's not. He has the
Right?
worst job in
He's
the
got the worst
entire
job ever.
place.
But he comes up to me
Wow.
and her, and he's like, he says to me that I'm not allowed in because of my jeans.
Really? There's a dress code.
There's a
for
dress
the
code
sex
at the orgy fuck place. You guys have very strict rules for a place where
that's-
people are fucking.
That's unfair.
So she like has to, you know.
I
get him
signed
to
the papers, dude.
get him to get away, and they
Wow,
do
she
finally let me
really
in.
liked you.
Yeah.
She's like,
I'm still Facebook friends with her.
That's great.
She was a really nice person. I believe she's married now. This was a while ago.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, so I get into the sex club, and she tells me about it, but she's got to work, so she's in the front area and not. So I'm all alone in the sex club, and turns out it's couples night, right?
Yeah.
So it's all couples. So I'm just
You're just the guy.
the random dude that's in there, and that's not a
And you're-
good thing to be when
No.
when it's couples night.
Yeah, and you're in jeans too.
And I'm in jeans, so everyone's
stand
like,
out.
"Who's the fucking guy in jeans?"
Maybe you'd have someone if you weren't wearing jeans, loser.
Yeah. But I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna fucking
Yeah,
walk around and
definitely.
see what happens.
Explore.
So I get myself a little drink, and then I'm like, oh, there's the bar. I'll walk over there, and I order a drink, and I grab my beer, and I take like a quarter turn, and then on the stool that I had walked up to. Two people are fucking on a stool.
Oh wow, just in no
I didn't even
room?
realize it until after I ordered my drink. It didn't never even occurred to me in my peripheral vision.
Caught you off guard, huh?
Yeah, it really did.
Spill
That's
your
really because
drink.
I wasn't expecting like sex club. I'm still thinking like, okay, it's behind door. This is like
Yeah, it's like get
the
a room.
bar area. People are just gonna be hanging out, and then if you want to do whatever, then that's over there.
Get a room.
No,
or something.
apparently you could just
anywhere.
Fuck everywhere. Which now explains the guy with the spray bottle and the gloves. He's spraying.
He's chasing
that
around
place
people.
fucking down.
He's just like waiting for them to finish. He's like,
he's just like standing there waiting, you know, just waiting, like, just pump after pump, and he's just like waiting.
I'm gonna need a bigger bottle.
Yeah.
This cleaning solution.
Yeah. So those people are fucking, and that weirded me out at that point. I was a little weird. I was like, I don't know if the sex club is my place.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to. You're not gonna sit anywhere. What are you gonna do? You know,
yeah.
You're kind of just like, well.
Yeah. So I decided to be like, all right, well, I'm not giving up yet. I just got here. I got a full beer. I'll just wander around some more. So then I turn a corner, and then there's like a buffet. There's like a fucking food buffet, and then there's people literally fucking each other like,
oh my God,
5 to 10 feet away from people eating, like scooping buffet, like fucking hash browns and shit into their plate. I'm like,
so
all right,
gross.
this place
so gross.
is too much. I couldn't.
That's a
handle that.
lot,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah, it grossed me out,
dude.
That definitely grossed me out.
Buffets in general gross me out.
Yeah.
And then just to imagine people having sex, where they can like just put their hand in, like they're just like 10 feet from the food.
So a guy like fucking, and then the girl's like on her back, but then she like reaches and grabs like a
you
fucking
hungry?
muskmelon.
Yeah. Yeah. We got they have a grapefruit fruit and salad bar at the sex club.
Super wild. So at that point, I was like, I think I'm gonna go. You know, I think I've had enough of
That's
the sex
fair.
club.
I'd have been right by.
But now it's like a fucking maze in there, right? So it's like hard. It's a big place. And I'm trying to figure out how to get out of there. And I wanted to say goodbye to the girl that had invited me and everything. So I'm trying to figure out out of there. And I run into this dude that's like, he looks like a security guy. Like he's standing. There's like these rooms that have the windows, like I was saying, where people are like fucking in there or whatever. And he was just standing there. And I'm like, well, there's a guy that's all alone, just like me. And maybe he's not with a couple. And I don't know. I'm gonna talk to this guy. So I walk up to him.
What a moment in your life.
Yeah, I walk up to him like, hey man, you know, how you doing? And he's like, good man, I'm just working. I'm like, oh, sorry, what do you do? He's like, yeah, no, I kind of just stand here and make sure everybody's all right. You know, nobody's like doing it. I'm like, that's quite a job. He's like, yeah, I like it. Right.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, all right, well, how do I get out of here? And the guy's like, all right, well, you just gotta like take a right here, take a left here, take a right. And I'm like, all right, well, where's the bathroom? I'm gonna use that first. And he's like, okay, it's over there. So I go to the bathroom.
Oh no.
I start trying to find the bathroom, right? So I turn a corner, and it's like a little arrow that says restrooms. I turn that corner, and it opens up into like kind of like a nook, like kind of like what this green room looks like with the bathroom where that door is. I come in, and I come like face to face with a dude who's standing up, and he is, for lack of a better description, throat fucking somebody.
Oh,
I mean,
my
he's just
God.
like full on
Oh my God.
thrusting himself into this other person
Jesus.
who happened to be a dude, or at least what I assumed was a dude.
Oh my God.
Dressed up as a woman.
Wow.
Yeah. Maybe he
Wow.
identified as a woman. I'm not sure.
And face to face. So you're making eye
Face-to-face,
contact?
Eye contact.
Oh,
And he didn't
man.
seem nearly as ashamed as I was. I was way more ashamed.
Yeah.
I wasn't the one
doing anything.
doing anything.
You were just trying to pee, man.
I was just trying to pee.
I was just trying to
And
pee.
I think that was really the last straw for sex clubs for me.
Yeah.
It just wasn't.
One and done, you say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tiptoed around. You know, I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah, I don't want to interrupt.
I didn't
mean,
wanna mess
you
up
technically
their
you kind of are the dick
They were
in this.
clearly in love.
You're the dick in this situation though, because it's a sex club, you
Yeah.
know. Now, if you're at a normal bar and you see that, you're like, get the fuck out of here. We're at a bar. There's no, but then the one guy who's not having sex at the sex club is the asshole.
Yeah.
You're just ruining everybody's good
That's
time.
basically what was happening.
You're just
everywhere I was going, I was like, who's this fucking guy all alone staring at us all weirdly?
Everybody's just
Making
like,
everything
who's
awkward.
this loser?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's so crazy.
So that was, so then I left. I figured out how to finally get out of there.
Yeah. Wow.
And what was funny too is that when I left, there was a couple right outside the door who were having a couples fight.
Oh man,
They were having a real couples fight.
that's the place to do it.
Yeah, and I think what I could ascertain was the dude was pissed at the lady, and I think the lady had been maybe trying to fuck other people.
That could be
my guess.
If we're talking like
So
odds and statistics,
Yeah,
that might be an accurate.
Yeah.
It might be an accurate argument.
And I have not been to a sex club
Ever since, man.
No,
Wow.
I feel like it. I don't want to say that it wasn't interesting because, of course, it was. But
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I totally
I-
would have gone too if I had the opportunity, just out of pure curiosity.
I think you have to.
And Ron Jeremy's name is on it.
Yeah,
That's nuts.
But just a little while. I don't know what kind of stretch I was in or what was going on in my life, but a little bit longer after that, or a while at a time. What am I trying to say? Some time had passed, but I was in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I did Oklahoma City. I was in Oklahoma City, and I did a set. And I got off stage, and this woman came up to me, and she was like, "Hey, a few of my friends are going to be hanging out at this bar. Why don't you come hang out with us?"
Oh man.
And I said, "Sure." And then I showed up, and it was clearly a swingers club.
Yeah.
And this was like 2 or 3 weeks after Portland. So I don't know what was happening to me in my life where I was just like attracting this. And I don't know if you've ever been around a swingers club, but it's not typically
Sure. It's probably
the best like of the tier of attractiveness, I guess is how I would put
a
it.
certain type of person swings.
Yeah, it's a very much an older crowd. At least
Yeah.
it was in Oklahoma City. And
yeah. Wow.
And I
And you
spent
just
3 minutes in that bar on the gun as I was like, this whole thing had already happened to me, and
you don't even want to know what happened to me 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I need to leave.
And I haven't really done anything. I haven't been exposed to anything like that.
That's
really,
good, man.
since the only thing that's even close to be like a rave where like women will typically be, you'll see naked women and stuff at raves, but that's really about it.
Yeah, that's all you need. It's like movie like Hollywood level. Just some boobs. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, I just went to
nothing happening.
I just went to Electric Forest in Michigan, which is a music festival rave type thing, and there was so many women walking around naked that I'm kind of
it's
desensitized to it now.
Yeah, you're just like, I don't need to see a naked woman.
Yeah, it doesn't even faze me. Which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
I don't really. That's not that's not a place I want to be. I want to be excited when I see a naked woman.
Sure. Yeah. No. I think it should be that way. That's all.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Cover it up, ladies.
moral of the story, just cover it up.
My girlfriend's mom was talking about, because my girlfriend is a pretty staunch feminist, which is cool. I'm down. I get it. Men suck. I understand.
She has an argument.
Yeah, they were like talking about how my girlfriend was arguing that women should be allowed to just have their tits out at all times. Like men can have their tits out if they want, so should women. And my mom, or my girlfriend's mom, was saying that no, that a woman's body is like a gift and you should be something that you unwrap. And, I think that's bullshit in a sense that like does make, that really like puts women in the sense that their bodies are objects, and that they're for men's sexual pleasure.
Yeah.
With that said,
but
I like it covered up.
Yeah, exactly.
I like the present. I like the gift.
You went. Yeah. It was funny. That happened before Electric Forest, and then you went and you had this revelation of like, her mom's right. Yeah. This isn't. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on both sides of the fence.
Sure.
I am. I really am. I get it. I get it both ways. The grass is green on both sides of the fence. And, I don't really have any moral convictions.
Yeah, I'm sure at the sex club probably. At sex club and swingers bars probably just take all that out. You're just like, well, I'm going to have to bury these for a little bit. Oh man, have you been back to Portland since?
Yeah, I have a bunch.
Is that
of
place?
Actually.
Is that place?
I haven't tried to find it.
Okay, good.
I'm assuming it's still there. I don't know.
We'll have to look this.
Maybe
up.
you have to look it up. Maybe you link it to your.
I'll link it.
Podcast page.
Yeah, we'll link. Yeah, go to the podcast page and find out all about the sex club that Steve went to.
Ron Jeremy's something or other.
Awesome.
Yeah, I will say that at that place, it wasn't like, I don't know how people picture a sex club. You know, I don't know if they picture like.
This is the first time I'm picturing
crazy, weird-looking people. And like, it wasn't like that.
Just like normal-looking people.
Very much so. It was very much like.
Could be anybody.
It looked like a very like suburban kind of like. Like
middle
moms
class.
And dads.
Yeah.
Really, yeah, like moms and dads.
Yeah.
Like I saw a lot of like sweater vests and shit like that.
Wow. Yeah, I was thinking leather. A lot
jeans.
of leather.
Just no
but
jeans.
no jeans.
Yeah, no jeans.
Damn.
Everybody had,
you got to bring your khakis next time you
and
go.
shit.
It's like I knew. You got to bring your khakis.
Your khakis to the orgy place.
Yes, you can only have orgies in khakis.
You walk into rooms and it's just khakis, just like they got like hangers so their khakis don't get fucking wrinkled.
That'd be awesome. You should start dry cleaners and open it right next door. Just like you make a ton of money.
You would make a ton of money.
You make a ton of money.
Guys just coming in with their just stained khakis, just all kinds of stains on their khakis.
Oh my god, that'd be so good. And just hire the guy that was cleaning up the sex club, and just hey man.
Yeah, I'll never forget how crabby that dude's face was.
That's great.
He was a real crabby dude.
All right, Steve. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, that was fun, man. What do we?
35 minutes. 36.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I know your album just came out.
Yeah, album just came out.
Which I listened to.
Did you?
Yeah,
Good.
and I
Cool,
liked
man.
it a lot.
Good, man.
I
Thank
did.
you,
The
Nate.
artwork is pretty sweet.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, really cool.
Everything about it.
It's called Alive on State. It was done with Stand Up Records, which is a label out of Minneapolis. They've won Grammys before. That's
Hell
cool.
yeah. They have a lot of great stuff out.
Yeah. And so check that out. You can find it on iTunes. Again, Alive on State, Steve Gillespie. It hit #1 on the iTunes
Yes,
chart.
it did.
So
Yes,
that was
it did.
cool.
I believe I have a screenshot to prove it.
Yep. And it hit the Billboard charts too, which is
Hell yeah, dude.
which is
That's
a really cool.
That's a huge deal.
cool thing to
Good for you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Definitely listen to that. Buy it, and then
Yeah.
I had something I was gonna ask you. I can't remember what it was.
Okay. Well, I got other stuff I can
Go
plug.
ahead.
You can think
sorry.
about it.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
can think about it while I do that.
Yeah.
My website's GillespieComedy.com. You can find my tour dates. I tend to tour pretty consistently, so check that out. I'm out in Los Angeles a lot as well. I don't know who listens to this or what, but I have my own podcast
Yes.
as well. It's called Under Our Covers, and it's with it's me and my crazy hippie girlfriend.
Awesome.
She's a witch.
I haven't listened to it yet. What do you guys talk about? Just pretty
Well,
much.
it's a relationship kind of based podcast in the sense that we try to talk about issues with relationships, everything from like sex to just trying to fucking get along and like how do you make relationships work. But also we talk a lot about, we're both into psychedelics, and involved in the psychedelic community, and are very interested in kind of the therapeutic and spiritual aspects of psychedelics, and we talk a lot about that. And yeah, it's called Under Our Covers. It's gonna be on iTunes. We have 11 episodes right now. We're getting it on iTunes. We're in the process of doing that because we want people to be able to binge stuff. And otherwise, you can just go to @Under Our Covers podcast on Facebook. Or if you just search it, you'll find it.
I'll put links up to all this stuff too, for sure.
Cool. Yeah, check it out. It's really good. We've had some really good episodes. We've had some guests. Shane Moss has been on.
Shane's the man.
Yeah, Shane's great. Dave Waite's been on it.
Hell yeah.
Caitlin Bailey. We've done some cool stuff.
Yeah,
So.
and then eventually Nate Armbruster.
Armbruster will be on it soon enough.
Suit it up. We'll get under the covers with you, Steve. Go to Ron Jeremy's covers place. All right. Anything else?
I think that's it, man.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.